Hello everyone, it's me. Good morning. It is 8:22 a.m. on April 15th, 2026. I hope you're well. Today, we're going to be talking about the pineal gland, but we're going to be talking about it a little differently than most people do. I'm going to be talking about it in relation and connection to what most people, like this mademoiselle here, refers to as an alien implant, okay? And that's about this part here in her book. You see that little bean? Yeah? Okay. Well, she tells people that she has an alien implant, but you can't see it because it's in another dimension. And this is what she uses to communicate with aliens. And she's not the only one that has said this. I believe Megan Rose and Alex Collier are in on this. And we went over this in Custodian Connections. I might just call this Pineal Gland Connections. Okay, and all of those videos that have that word in it now would be related. Okay, so you should probably watch them, you know? All right, so that's what we're dealing with because most people, when they think about when I say alien implant, I'm not talking about the people that have a small piece of something in their leg or their arm or like behind the ear, like you see in some movies. Hold on. And stuff like that, and they get removed. That's not what I'm talking about. This is like a communication device they say that they have. Even I believe, now I didn't read this. I didn't read Claudio Nocelli's book. I read a review on the book. It is one that I wanted to get because he looks damn fine on the cover. Okay. I think it was about a trip to Antarctica, but yeah. Anyway, so on that one, there's a review that says that Claudio, this is secondhand information, Claudio was kidnapped by the custodians where they forced something up his nose in order to track him and whatever. So this is kind of around the same thing, I'm thinking, a little bit. But the one that we're going to focus on is the one that I have this evidence, like, where I can show you and just using her as the example here, right? Because this was kind of the first person that I really got in depth with that too, where I really got into their story. I haven't bought anybody else's books in this way, you know what I mean? Besides David Wilcock. But his are quite different from this, all right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. It is it is related to a video that I did called the Imagination Creation Station or something like that. I forget. But I will link it at the end of this video. It was a couple years old, and I believe my computer shut off halfway through. But I talked about how where energy goes, where thoughts flow, energy goes. That's on the outside of you and inside as well. Okay? And so I'm going to use a video that I found this morning, which I thought that was a good example because I also have come across Elena on her Telegram saying that extraterrestrials made her young looking, which is also no. Okay, that's not accurate. There's a couple things, of course, that come into play with that. It's not only your genetics, but what we're going to look at this video, it talks about looking younger than your age and about what I talked about before about the spirit within, your heart within, your thoughts and feelings, even if you've gone through really hard times. Like, okay, so after we watch this little clip, I will get into that more, okay? But the next video I'm going to do after this one is on the 144,000 and this concept of chosen ones, okay? Which does have connections to Zionism. like special people. We're the only ones that God chose and everybody else can fuck off, right? Okay, so this does reflect out in different ways with this chosen ones thing. Okay, so we are going to discuss that. And they are all related because it has to do with the inner workings of us, almost chemically. You know, after this, I'm going to get into the ninefold constitution of man, which is the 333 thing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it has to do with mind, body, and spirit connection, but it also has to do with the chemical process of salt, sulfur, and mercury, which has a connection to the ancient peoples and how they were using liquid mercury, lodestones, and other things to do interdimensional travel. So it reflects outside in a physical substance as well, right? And the mercury part inside of us is spirit, like the mind, but also the spirit. Soul is sulfur, but the mind controls the spirit. Soul and spirit are different. Your spirit, your energy, the way you choose to be. Like I was saying, even when I was younger, I used to dream about looking like I do today. And I say I would have long hair, I'd have a nice body, I'd be loving the way that I looked, and I do. And I believe that your thoughts and your cells respond to how you think and feel. For example, I've asked a lot of people that suffer with especially fibromyalgia, have they had a lot of depression and a lot of like self-loathing or been stuck in lower energies a lot? And a lot of the times it's a yes. And so this kind of turns into a physical attack. Not only are you having a mental attack, but it turns into your body attacking you for a physical pain. So you're having a mental pain, but then you're going into a physical pain. That might be a bit much for some, but it's not like I haven't asked multiple people. I've known many people over my lifetime. Like, do you think that it's because of this? Because it sounds like a whole body attack. And usually I put things together. Well, they've got depression, maybe it's this. And so I started to ask people, right? Anyway, this is just a little bit of an introduction video because I wanted you to see me, and I wanted to show you not only this beautiful spring background with these gorgeous color green, those nice leaves and these lovely, looks like almost like cherry blossom, sakura blossom flowers. Could be apple, but I think it's cherry because they're pink. But it doesn't matter. But I also wanted to show you something that I bought myself for Easter. And you'll never guess what his name is. I didn't name him. And there's two reasons why I bought this. Well, three. One, it was on sale for $15, and usually they're quite expensive. Two, because of what it was. And three, because of the name. Are you ready? It's a Squishmallow alien. So I couldn't leave him. Look, he's got like a little galaxy tummy. Isn't he cute? I just love these so much. And he's a blue color. I just love him. Little blue alien. But guess what his name is? Party on, Wayne. Party on? Oh, wait. Garth? Do you see? Isn't that cute? I think he's so cute. So I couldn't leave him. So I got him. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you my little alien because it's like kind of video appropriate too, right? He's a little alien. We're talking about aliens again. An alien implant, right? Also is a little bit of a play on words because it's foreign to us. We don't really know what it does or what it's for. Again, alien being foreign and unknown, not necessarily from another planet. Okay. All right, so there's the introduction. I hope you enjoyed it. And we're going to get into the video now. I'm going to try and only make it one part. So let's see if we can do that. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for all your support. I hope you're well. I don't know. See you in 2 shakes of a hen's tail. Hello, and we are back. Hold on. I forgot something. Okay, I fixed it. So, like I was saying, we are going to start off here with this little video. I'm going to do a short review of a video that I did. I don't know. We'll see how long ago it was. And then we're going to move into the pineal gland, okay? This information is important because it's all connected and governs kind of how your destiny unfolds, I suppose. The reason I can say that and why I can speak on these things and how I figured these things out is from my own experiences and observations, and the things that I've read, okay? But mainly, I figured it out because of the things that I experienced and the confusion I went through when I heard this story that she had an implant and then was doing these things with it. But I knew that I didn't have an implant. Not that it was about a jealousy thing. It's just that I could do the same thing. So what actually was this? And then one day I had an experience. I wrote about it in my book where I actually experienced one part of the multidimensional reality or whatever. It was a place called the Yellow Forest that I talk about. And the color is predominantly yellow. And you'll hear about the yellow world in a lot of Aboriginal cultures, especially like the Navajo. Because I did read up on the story of like the Dine and the creation story of them and their traditions, stuff like that. So that goes again with the color wheel. So it's red, black, yellow, and white. Yes. Mm-hmm. Now where was I? So on that day, I had the strongest and strangest sensation I have ever felt. And of course, a lot of people know the sensation here in the middle of the forehead. But this, okay, if you put your finger at the top of your head here and in the middle of your forehead and then meet in the center, this is where the feeling was. So like an L shape. So from the middle of the forehead to the top of the head, and then you go right to the center of that point. There was a buzzing. And it was like a vibration, right? But it was in such a way that it made me want to itch it. Like it was like, eek. It wasn't uncomfortable, but it was like itchy. It was that much of a vibration. Some people will say it was like a bee buzzing inside of their head. And again, if you look at this, and I know it's showing like the dimensional, but do you see how it almost like a vibrational ring outside of it? So when I experienced this, it was slowly what manifested into my reality was another place. I could see trees, ground, leaves. I know this is going to be a lot for some people, but this is what we're talking about with multidimensional realities. And this is exactly what the pineal gland deals with, okay? So I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but like I said, it's all connected, all right? So let's watch this little video here. Then I will pull up my video that I did. It's only, I think, about 15 minutes long. And I think I just might include it here because I'm not sure how many people will go back and watch my older content. I have done some good stuff, I think it would be helpful to see how much even things have expanded and changed. I haven't watched it in quite some time. So anyway, let's just watch this. And then I got to turn up my volume here. And then we will move on to that. Let me see.
Well, just say thank you.
Hold on.
Know that what they really see.
I can't go back to the. Hold on, just I gotta pause. Okay, sorry. So again, this is if you look younger than your age. Okay, what does that mean?
Younger than your age, this is what it means. Fam, it's not about your skin, it's about your spirit. Psychology says people who appear younger often carry something deeper. A resilience of heart and a lightness of being that time can't touch. You've been through storms,
Are you for real right now?
but you didn't let them make you bitter. You cried in silence, but you still found reasons to smile. And that quiet strength chosen ones radiate. Because looking younger isn't about avoiding years. It's about how you live them. So you chose peace over drama, growth over grudges, healing over harm. And the body reflects the soul it carries. Studies in psychology link youthful appearances to lower stress levels, emotional intelligence, and a deep ability to let go of what no longer serves you. So you learn how to protect your energy, to walk away without resentment, how to speak with kindness even when it hurts. And that inner calm chosen ones softens your face. So maybe you laugh more than most, or maybe you dream like someone much younger, or maybe you never simply gave up on joy, even when life gave you every reason to. Because understand this, real you isn't measured in years. It's written in how you love, how you forgive, how you start over. More of the story found, if people tell you you don't look your age, don't just say thank you. Know that what they really seeing is the light you kept alive. Follow me from up. If you look younger
Oh,
than your age,
oh,
this is what it means.
okay, okay, all
Fam, it's not
right,
about your
okay. It's gonna be one of those days. It already has been, and I got my period too. So, with that, I really want to emphasize the fact about how he says if you dream younger, and about daydreaming, because what you think about, you become. And I know that sounds out there, but the biggest part of this is belief. You have to believe it. If you don't, it'll never be. And so that's something that's always been part of me ever since I was young, is that I believed in myself, you know? Like when I made these drawings years ago, I always saw myself this way in different forms. And I mean, people think that daydreaming is a waste of time. And I think that, like I was saying, your imagination is your creation station. And that's one of the reasons why they tell us not to, you know? And that was what I was going to talk about the inner child too, and how I kept that alive and protected it no matter what, you know? Like I knew that if I stayed at my parents' home any longer, they're going to kill my spirit. Not only me, but everything that makes me who I am, you know? So I had to make tough decisions like that. But in the end, it gave me peace from them, you know? So I just wanted to start off here with this, you know? I think a lot of people have all of this inside of them already. A lot of what caused the confusion for me was, again, looking outside for the answers, um, like, with Elena Denon here. But at the same time, I didn't necessarily, well, I didn't expect to be kind of messed with a play on words like this. I mean, there's no way that the woman doesn't know that her pineal gland is what helps her communicate with the multidimensional spiritual realms, which we are going to get into right now. Okay? So let me just pull up my other video, and then we will continue and look at some websites, and I will talk more about this. Okay? All right. See you soon.